This is something a little bit different I thought I would try. I'm going to do a voiceover of my drone footage. So this is footage I found on my hard drive from a couple of years ago, and I don't know why I didn't post it at the time. I think back then I didn't like it, but now when I see it with different eyes I do. This is the old railway line outside Maghera facing north. That line of trees, do you see that line of trees in the centre of the green fields? That marks the old railway track. You can't see the railway tracks anymore because they're buried beneath the ground and some of them have been removed. But the linear tree pattern shows where the track lay in the actual general area. There's a bridge down there below the bottom of the screen. It passed over the railway tracks. I camped out there years ago. Drone altitude is about 80 metres here. So this brings back a lot of memories for me. This train track actually extends all the way to Korean, I believe, back in the day. This is several drone flights from this location combined together from different locations. That's the railway track. That linear formation of trees is the old railway track. To the left is a forest, which I used to go into years ago to do with photography, which I'll get back to in a minute. Flying low over the forest edge now, heading down into the second part of the railway. When I was young, my friends and I spent a lot of time here. Entire summer days, from as soon as we woke up and got our breakfast, we spent summer the entire time, hours and hours and hours out in the fields here and playing in the trees, climbing the tree branches. Spent entire days. It was great fun for years and years and years. Actually, it took up a lot of our youth and teenage years. We used to play army around here. We watched, the first time we seen Predator, we all used to kit ourselves out and got our guns from the local shop in town, which were actually big M16 water pistols, and we taped them up and make cardboard adjustments to them, pretend we're the cast out of Predator, and spend all day going through this forest. It was great fun. This is past the forest, continuing north along the trail. It's a good walk, and a very nice walk. Some of it's across private land, of course. Beautiful countryside. When I was young, I used to see this as the enchanted fairyland. Past the gate at the forest, along with the drones flying now, just to be what we would consider sort of a mythical land. We didn't know what lay beyond. It was kind of mysterious and scary. It took us quite a few times to work up the guts to go over the gate and proceed down this way to explore new territory. It was really exciting. I walked my dogs here for years as well. You see, that's a river crossing coming up now. Between the trees there, that dark area is a small river, and there's actually a track, an old bridge, an iron bridge crosses over there. It's all rusted and dilapidated now. If you walked over it, you would fall and injure yourself. But the beams are still visible. And then beyond that, this is territory I've never actually been before. I've always meant to do it. The drone's taking me on down a fair bit here. This is, I don't know where it leads to, how far it actually goes, but it comes to an abrupt end here as far as the linear structure is concerned. Beautiful light this day, lovely shadows on the ground from passing clouds, gentle breeze, drone performing well. And you see the track runs out at the end, so I don't know what lies beyond that. I don't know if it picks up on further down away in the distance, continues on somewhere. Maybe some of the locals will know. So I'm cutting here. I've turned the drone around. I'm heading back the way I came, heading south. The mountain in the distance is Slieve Galleon. Always a visual reference point for me. I live in Maghera for years. All the best thunderstorms used to come to the right of Slieve Galleon from the southwest, so it was a good marker for me. There's back up the trail again. Serious memories here, honestly. Unlike the youth of today, who spend all their time on computers, computer games, we spend all of our time out in nature, walking through fields and trees, making huts, using our imaginations and working up quite a sweat and getting plenty of vitamin D from the sunshine. Really good times. Even to seeing it now really brings me back to those days. I'm sure some of my friends watching this now will recall this place vividly. There we go, passing over the Our Bridge and passing over to the side of a house there. I'm well above 50 metres in height, so that's okay. I'm actually 80 metres here. I know the owner of that house. There's the track, railway track, very, lot of trees there, so it's hard to see. Now this is a lot more barren than it used to be. It's quite easy to see and relatively easy to walk now in places. But when we were younger, this was like the Amazon jungle to us. The trees were much more packly dense. There was a swampland and marsh, huge ditches, and we had a cross wooden planks across the water and swampland to get to the other side. It was quite hardy going. It was quite an adventure. So now we're approaching the Crew Road area. Away to the right out of frame would be the Coleraine Road. We're now approaching the housing estates at the edge of Maghera here. Oh, this is great memories. That's halfway down the trail, the track, and that's the forest on the top of the hill. Before I could learn to drive, I wanted to photograph storms over lovely country scenes, get a good flat horizon, so I used to hike out to this area every time, whether it be winter time, autumn, summer. I'd hike out with my camera gear and a bottle of water and some snacks, and I'd spend perhaps 8, 9, 10 hours out here on my own. I'd hike up those fields along the sides, which are really steep actually, hard to do justice to. And I'd spend it all day to the left of frame. You can just about see the cows there. To the left of the frame at the edge of the forest, I used to stand there all day with my tripod and camera, take images and video of convection, astronomical scenes, and photograph thunderstorms. And I scored quite well from here. Great vantage point in all directions, especially to the southwest and west. Seen some great thunderstorms come over this area. Many a time I've been caught out. I actually had to go into the forest and seek refuge, lying low in the wet ditch as a really bad storm passed over. I had to be rescued a few times by mum in the car. There's the cows in the field. Sometimes I'd be standing there with my tripod with the cows around me, foxes running past, rabbits, really close to nature around there. It's really, really beautiful. There's several buzzards in the area too. They've been living there for years. I actually seen a sheep struck by lightning in that field to the left of the forest. I was about 100 metres from it in 2009, a real vicious thunderstorm. I got killed by lightning. I ran into the forest terrified. If I had a spade, I would dug a hole in the ground and buried myself in it. It was frightening stuff. And I went on for a long, long time. But I loved it. Obviously you don't want to be near trees in a thunderstorm. So just passing, the drone's passing over, the camera panning down over the top of the forest. And my friends and I used to camp out here on summer nights when we were younger. Brilliant experience. We brought our BB guns along and we'd shoot targets in the trees and stuff like that. And never sleep during the night at all. Really balmy summer nights, the kind of stuff childhood dreams are made of. Scary at times too, of course, with your imagination running wild, thinking there are dinosaurs out the front of the tent when it was just an animal. Beautiful area. So we're coming down the backside of the forest, down that slope. Again, this brings me back to my earlier photography days before I could drive. I'd be knee deep in snow out here in the winter time, or sweating like mad in the summer heat on a hot summer's day when there's a chance of thunderstorms, the humidity, sweat dripping off me, soaked, drinking bottles of water or even Coke, whatever I had I could find in the house. And there's the old derelict house I used to shelter in. It used to have a tin roof. I would shelter in there from torrential rain and hailstones, and the hailstones would make incredible noise in the tin roof. It was really, really noisy. There's a cow sheltering in the trees there, getting some shade from the sun. The roof's now gone, it's fallen apart, but I spent many a day doing my first thunderstorm photography in that building and the fields around it. Really, really lovely countryside. It's so nice to actually see it again here in the computer and relive those memories through the video footage. So I hope you enjoyed it. There's no music playing here. I can't really do audio with music at the same time with the software I have, so I'm just doing a voiceover to see what you think of it. If you like this kind of thing, let me know. When all this blows over, I hope to get back down here again. I'll maybe refilm it with the drone, and I'd actually like to come down and photograph some weather, shoot some time lapses in this area too, just for old time's sake. I love those bushes, by the way, those gorse bushes. So happy days, good memories, and I hope to be back there soon in my old hometown of Maghera. Thanks everyone for watching, hope you enjoyed that. Maybe it stirred up a few memories for you too.